Welcome to the Binkleton Book Club, where we review classic literature. Today's episode is going to be the Iliad by Zeus, or one of them.
Homer.
Okay, so start the discussion off. What color was the copy of the book, like the book cover of the Iliad that you read?
Oh, mine was green.
It's green.
Did you actually read it?
Yeah, it was for the Trojan people.
I actually listened to the audiobook on LibriVox. That's how I listen to all my classic literature. So there's no cover.
Okay. Do you prefer audio or do you prefer physical copies?
I think reading it's better, but I'm just lazy and I listen to it when I work.
Okay. Connor?
Mine was orange.
Orange cover?
I didn't actually read the book, but I know quite a bit about the Iliad.
Okay.
How do you know?
I study Greek and Roman studies in university as an option class, and I know quite a bit about Iliad through there.
Okay, so just to confirm, Iliad's the one about Odysseus?
Well, he's in it, but it's like about other people too.
Okay.
It's like
What's
basically the movie Troy.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. Brad Pitt. Well, what do you think of Brad Pitt in Troy?
Pretty good role. I just feel like he did his job very well, you know.
Well, Connor, like when you read the Iliad, did you get the impression that I thought Achilles was huge, like a super big guy, big, like a giant, you know? That's the impression I got.
You didn't think he was going to be that handsome?
I mean, I don't know about that, but I just thought Brad Pitt. I mean, he's in shape and everything, but he's not a giant. You know, it's kind of underwhelming for an Achilles, I think.
I thought in the movie,
right.
I thought in the movie where he goes up against that big guy, doesn't have a chicken dick's chance in fighting him. But
Yeah. Real life, the guy would have
Little-
clapped him.
And he pulls it off with one just stab
Yeah.
jokes.
into the shoulder.
Okay. Who actually wins in Troy?
Well, the Mycenaeans do. That's the Greeks.
Yeah, let's talk about the Iliad. Ben, what do you remember about the plot line? Is it a real story?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, remember, there's a guy named Achilles, right? He wasn't fully immune to death. His Achilles wasn't. He ended up his end.
Did Achilles call it his Achilles heel?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's his name.
You know what kind of blew my mind in the Iliad? That shit didn't even happen in the Iliad. It was like the whole Trojan horse thing didn't even happen. It just ended when Hector died, basically.
Wait, what?
So like the big champion of the Trojans was Hector, and the book basically ends during Hector's funeral, and it didn't have any none of the Trojan horse, none of that stuff.
Shit happened in the Iliad.
Well, in the Iliad just ended it when they didn't even sack Troy or anything. It was just they had this big battle. The whole thing was a big battle, and then Hector dies, and then it ends.
So who came up with the horse?
I think what is it like? There were other books in like what do they call it, like the Iliad saga or something. I don't know what they call it. They had like 5 different books in it, and like only 3 are left. There's like the Iliad, Odyssey, and the Aeneid. But the Aeneid's who's the Aeneid written by again?
Virgil.
Right.
Okay. So what are some of the themes that you guys thought you discovered while reading this book?
So you asking?
Will.
Well, not based on my reading it, because I didn't. But I'd have to say what it seemed to me was like, and it came up in my notes and stuff, was Achilles could either choose a short life, but a glorious one, or a long and ordinary one. So it's a choice between greatness and not greatness.
So that kind of plays into like YOLO a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. YOLO. Sweet. What about you, Connor?
Oh, I don't know. The thing that stood out to me was how epic he made everything. Like every action, like every battle was like intense. And the battle scenes were actually like really good.
Huh.
Like like actually still exciting to read. It wasn't just boring.
There's a lot of recurring descriptions of how like shit happened, right? It was like, some guy got like an arrow through the above the nipple and fell from his chariot with his armor clattering around him, and darkness like shrouded his eyes. At least that's the translation that I listened to.
Yeah, like the darkness overtaking them and then like describing their death that way.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah. There was another way he described stuff too was like he'd be like he would describe something in nature or something, like even as like he'd say even as like a hawk like snatches up a sparrow or something out of the sky, even so did Achilles do something like that. That's how at least in the translation it was like by William Butler or something. That was the translation I listened to.
William Butler.
Yeah. So let's talk about Helen of Troy, who was cast as the babe from National Treasure. I don't actually even know her name.
Diane Kruger.
I
think so.
Talk about her and Orlando Bloom. Could they ever make a couple?
I don't think so.
But we're talking about them in their characters, not them in real life.
Oh, Helen of Troy and Paris.
Yeah.
I think they hit it off.
Yeah. Did they marry?
Well, geez, I don't know.
I think didn't she just come over? They just abducted her and took her?
Yeah. In the movie, they make it out like Menelaus or Menelaus, that's her husband from Sparta. They make him out like he just absolutely hates her and he's going to kill her and stuff. But in the Odyssey, at least, that's the next book in the sequel, you find out that they're living happily ever after, and it's like nothing happened. Yeah.
Is that
strange?
Yeah.
Is that you, sack of wine?
Yeah. No, that's the other
That's
guy.
Agamemnon.
Yeah, it's his brother.
So Menelaus was chilling with Helen again?
Yeah, he like captured her back and took her back, and they were just chilling. She's like, yeah, remember that time like when I went away to Troy? We started like a 10-year war.
So the movie's wrong because Menelaus dies.
Yeah, and he doesn't die in the book.
Huh.
There's actually quite a few differences between the book and the movie.
So if you were the producer of the movie, how would you do it?
Well, one difference I think is, and let me know if you guys think it's the same thing. I just remember in the watching the movie. I watched the movie way before I listened to the audiobook, and it's like they make Hector out to be this like super brutal kind of like very hot-headed warlord sort of thing, like And then in the show they make him out to be this like based guy, like he's like super likable and you're rooting for him, So like I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like remember back to the book. I feel like he was like a good guy. He was like a family man in the book as well.
Yeah, there was some scenes where he's with his son and his wife. Yeah,
but he's like a brutal warrior.
Yeah, like I remember there was like scenes where like they have these guys saying like there was some omen they saw, like some snake and a bird or something like that, and they're like, this is a bad omen. He's like, shut up, it's not. We can kick their ass or whatever. Like, he's like, don't listen to this
in the
bullshit.
movie?
No, in the book, I remember that.
Oh, okay. Oh,
But
that happens in the
it
movie
happened in the
too,
movie
right?
too, yeah.
It's like the gods aren't going to win this war for us.
Yeah, but it was like, I think in the book it was a case of like, they had an advantage or something like that, and then the priests are like, don't, we saw this bird or get eaten by a snake or something like that. And he's like, that's bullshit, like... We can take him. He was always kind of like, seemed like he was very hot-headed and wanted to fight always in the book until the very end we had to fight Achilles.
Right. And he was the one like pushing the battle like onto the ships.
Yeah.
Like, during the firing of the ships, and everyone else wanted to like push back.
Yeah.
He just wanted to keep going.
Yeah. Another thing that I thought was weird was it was talking. So there's Achilles, who was like the best fighter ever, right? And then there's like Ajax, who's another guy. Ajax the big. Because there's two Ajaxes, right?
Ajax the Grossa.
Yeah.
Achilles is Aristos.
What's that?
Aristos.
What's that?
It's some Greek word.
What does that mean?
Like the best or something.
Oh. Well, it was saying that Achilles is the best, and Ajax is really good, and Ajax is better than Hector, because Ajax basically killed Hector one time, right? Like, he chucked a big rock at him. That's another thing that happens in the books.
Yeah,
he just, like,
knocks him
chucked boulders at people, yeah.
So, why do you guys think a snake eating a bird is bad luck? Bad omen?
That's something on the Mexican flag, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
A snake eating a bird.
Yeah. Well, snakes definitely can't eat birds. Doesn't happen.
I don't know what it like. Probably happens.
Snakes can't fly.
Good point.
So maybe that's why it's bad luck. It never happens.
So when you do see it, it's bad luck.
GTFO.
It never happens, so when it does happen, it's bad.
Okay. Will, final thoughts on this book?
I just have a question to ask you guys. How would you feel if you were Achilles and Agamemnon took your girl?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Your loot from some place. I don't know where.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
How'd that make you guys feel?
Salty AF.
Especially if you were Achilles and you knew you could like just clap him.
Tie up the ankles. And
I don't blame him for not like
Clapping him.
fighting for the
Isn't he
most.
YOLO?
Yeah, but he didn't clap Agamemnon.
Like that's
After
the
he
whole
took his
reason
girl.
because Agamemnon stole his girl and then he didn't fight for like most of the book. Right.
So let me get this straight. Achilles had the chance to be YOLO or long life, and he chose YOLO, but didn't go after a guy after the guy took his girl.
True, that's a good point.
Exactly. But
conflicted.
he's conflicted between like just basically like getting back at Agamemnon for stealing his girl and the YOLO thing. So he wants to like really stick it to Agamemnon by not fighting because that's hurting Agamemnon, but then also live that glorious lifestyle we were talking about.
It sounds like just a load of shit. This whole book.
It's actually not that bad.
No.
Hey Will, you were telling me something about Homer. That was interesting. That's the author, right?
Yeah, so saying they don't know if Homer was a legit dude, but they say the Iliad and Odyssey were like passed down orally as poems.
Hmm.
And then they say they might have originated around 12th century BC,
Holy man.
but they were written down in the 8th century BC.
That's actually pretty
I'm
good.
pretty sure.
For that old of a book, it's not bad.
And it was like huge poems like that are passed down that are that long.
Damn.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel if someone just read you out that story and you just had to memorize it?
Yeah.
Brutal.
All right. Well, this concludes our discussion of the Iliad by Poseidon, and this is the Bunkleberry Bunk Club, where we're underfunded, underrepresented, underprepared, and unread. Catch ya next time.
Thank you guys.